talking franchises here, bud.
What up, gang? I'm sick. The Patreon listeners haven't heard from us in a few days. They might be worried about us, but I'm still alive. Can you hear it in my voice, Logan? Do you hear the sickness?
Yeah, I feel like you sounded a little less sick, and now you're sounding a little more sick than you
Do
were
you think I'm
sounding
playing it
previously.
up
I
unconsciously
think
because I'm
Daniel's not even
talking
sick.
about being sick? Yes, you're full of shit. I have been on my ass since for
I'm
like six
kidding.
days. It's insane. Anyway, listen, welcome to the franchise. I'm your host. Uh, oh, I was trying to come up with like a whale pun
The
on
host
the
with the
spot, but
blowhole.
oh my God, I hate it, but I love it. That's me, Daniel Ehrenberg. Got a big hole in the head, like to squirt water out of. And over there is Logan B. Adair. What's going on?
Ew, ooh, ew. That's me speaking whale
Oh,
from
that
our
was pretty
Finding
good.
Nemo
Oh
episodes.
my God, dude.
Remember Dory used to do that?
Can I just say, I didn't put that together until right now. And what she's doing in that movie is pretty accurate to how the whale
No,
sounds.
yeah, it's a really good
Really.
whale impression. She's good.
Shout out to Ellen, right?
Yeah. No, seriously.
Always shout out to Ellen.
Yeah, that's right. Do
A
you think Finding
great.
Nemo is her number one crowning achievement? Or actually, probably
Uh,
Finding Dory. She got Finding Dory
no,
off
I
her
think
damn
I think
level
it's that
four.
Entertainment Weekly cover that says "Yep, I'm gay" when she came out of the closet.
That was the quote. Yep, I'm gay.
Yep, I'm gay.
It's a great quote.
Classic stuff, gang. Or the classic episode of Ellen from season 4, the puppy episode where her character came out of the closet. How about that? Laura Dern guest starred in that episode.
That's
Helped her
her
along
girlfriend.
that. Well, helped her along that road.
Helped her
Laura
along
Dern's
that
pretty.
road.
you
That's cool. I
know
didn't know
what?
Laura Dern played such a significant role.
Once you're looking at Laura Dern, hard not to be attracted to ladies, right?
I guess so.
Yeah,
I feel
there
like
you
she
go.
was she David Lynch's muse for a while? A little
Yeah,
bit.
of course she was. Yeah,
Okay,
better believe
interesting.
it.
Yeah.
Naomi Watts kind of took that spot later on.
How many did he do? Did she do with him?
Uh, well, Mulholland Drive, the pilot, and then when that didn't go, he like needed to make it into a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they did more shit. She might pop up in Inland Empire,
But
but
that's
don't.
another Laura Dern thing,
But
right?
guys, don't quote me on that. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, hey, today we're talking about Free Willy. Did you know that? It's Free Willy Feb.
Yeah, we have our arms out. We're saying go whale. You know the thing he does with his arm?
He like winds it in like a spin wheel.
I don't know, where he like
That what
points and he's like, fly, Willy.
Oh, that
Jump.
move. Sure, 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 sure. Yeah, he's great at directing the whale. The whale loves him,
I like this kid, I gotta
because
say.
he, we're gonna have a problem here.
You don't like him?
This is the worst fucking kid in movie history. And you know
Movie
what?
history.
And
That's crazy.
I'm angry at myself, Logan, because I thought this kid was cool
I
when
think
I
the
was a
camera
kid.
loves him. I think he's great.
Oh, he looks good. All right. Jason James Richter gets an introducing credit in the movie. I
Really.
noticed. Yeah, good for him. And boy, were we introduced to him. He gives a great performance, but I find the character of Jesse insufferable and ungrateful and an awful piece of shit.
Oh, for sure ungrateful. We'll get into it.
I
But
mean,
I'm talking more the actor.
consistently
I think the actor's good.
ungrateful. I got nothing, no problems with JJR. All right.
Yeah.
All right, my
Not as good as
problems all
JR, in my opinion.
Jim
Jim
Ross.
Ross.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Um, I oh, I still have two pay-per-views to watch for this week. Anyway,
Yeah, same.
but anyway, JJR is a fine JR.
Yeah.
If not the best in history.
Right, right.
Anyway, where has he been, by the way? Jason James Richter. He was of course introduced to the world in Free Willy, but I happened to notice that he turned up a couple years ago. I read that he retired from acting after the third Free Willy movie. Okay. But he returned to acting in like 2009, and he had a pretty big role in the movie The Little Things
Okay.
with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto.
Right.
Um, and so I was like, wow, JJR, good to see you, buddy. And I spotted him right away, dude. It
Really?
wasn't even like credits at the end. I was like, that motherfucker was in Free Willy.
He looks the same as he did as a kid.
He
The beard.
resembles it. He just like you see it in his face.
Right.
Yeah, no
I'm
beard.
looking at him.
Yeah.
He's got a
Anyway.
mustache sometimes.
Oh yeah, I don't think he did in that movie. But I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
My faculties aren't all here, gang. I'm sick.
Faculties.
That's a great movie, by the way.
The
Faculty.
faculties.
Yeah, the faculties.
That could be the sequel.
Oh my god, I would kill for the
They never did the faculty
faculties.
too.
Never even like direct to video. And Dimension was cranking out direct to video bullshit constantly at that
Yeah,
time.
that's crazy. That never
There are
happened.
4 Wishmasters, but no second faculty.
It was they couldn't touch it, I guess.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, what are we talking about?
The kid.
Yeah, but we can move on from there. Anyway, Free Willy.
Yeah.
So this movie, this was pitched by a screenwriter named Keith A. Walker. He actually wasn't a screenwriter at the time. This fella was an actor, okay? And he's in the movie The Goonies. He plays one of the adults in The Goonies. And on the set of The Goonies, he pitched the movie Free Willy to Richard Donner.
Wow. What do you mean? Well, how much? So he had the whole thing ready to go.
Yeah, there were some differences. Okay. Jesse was younger, 10 years old. He was also mute.
Okay.
Okay. And he was living with nuns.
What is going on?
Yeah. So that was all different. But all the graffiti and the whale shit was the same.
What about the harmonica? He had a harmonica.
I don't know. I have no answer for you whether the harmonica was in the original cut.
Did the harmonica show up just randomly? He just started playing the harmonica randomly.
Yeah, he had it like originally. I
But
hate
but was
the
it shown
harmonica.
prior to that moment where you started
Can-
playing it there?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, really? It was shown a
Yeah.
lot before.
I spotted it, and I'll tell you why. When I was a kid, I told you I thought Jesse was cool.
He is cool.
Okay, and
It's
I
okay to still think
happened.
that.
But I don't. I
Okay.
don't anymore.
All right.
But I had a harmonica, Logan. My dad got me a harmonica for some reason. I think maybe someone gave it to him, and he was like, "I can repurpose this as a gift for my son. He'll think it's cool."
Oh, I'll give
Guess,
him more credit than that.
guess what?
I
It
think he
worked.
bought the harmonica.
No
Yeah,
way.
it worked.
No,
Because of this, you liked relating to this guy?
no. Not only because I had the harmonica, okay? Then after I saw Free Willy,
You went to the aquarium.
I went to an aquarium. I brought the harmonica.
You're such a nerd.
I
This is
fucking
hilarious.
swear to you. And I played it around the fucking shark and whale tanks.
Surprised they
Okay?
didn't take it from you. That seems dangerous.
I wonder if there was a rash of kids doing this at the time or if I was the only loser.
No, probably. They probably
Yeah.
were. Well, especially back then. What else did you have to do?
But anyway, it didn't work. Okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not all whales are like Willy.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a special whale.
He's very fucking special. Are you kidding me? That jump? It's crazy. Anyway, so
So you saw this movie, you liked it. You were a fan.
I saw it in theaters, liked it a lot. But here's the weird thing about it. I remember only 2 years later, like I still liked Free Willy. The sequel comes out. I had no interest.
Yeah.
And I guess it was just because it was like, we freed Willy. Like, I'm not that interested in the rest of the story.
Is there a big difference between what is it, like 14 and 16?
No, not nearly. I was very much younger than that.
Oh yeah, what are you, 7? You're 7, right? 7
Yeah,
and 9.
7 and 9.
I don't
There's
know where
not
I got
that
those
much
numbers.
difference. I think it was just a thing where I felt like they told the story. Like I didn't understand why there was a sequel.
Right, you didn't know all these years later you would dedicate so much time to sequels.
I know. And
So this
it's
was the first
almost
example of a sequel you ever knew. Free Willy
it's
2.
almost like after I felt that way after I watched the first season of Survivor. Like it's
Oh,
like
what
I
way?
saw it. They did the game.
What? That's
Like
crazy. You're like, why are they
I
doing it
really
again
I
with other
really didn't
people? What is
understand.
this?
Like, what's the point of that?
That's so funny.
Anyway, um, where are we at? Oh, okay.
I
So
don't know the movie.
the set of Goonies. That's where we were.
Yeah.
So anyway, eventually Donner decides he's going to produce this movie with his lady, Lauren Schuler Donner. And but he decides he doesn't like Jesse. He wants Jesse to be older and he wants him to be a street tough. So he
Hmm.
hires this fella, Corey Bleckman. And that dude rewrites the script with Jesse in mind. Um,
I didn't think he was that. He wasn't like the Terminator 2 kid or anything, I didn't think.
no, it's kind of a toned down version of that.
Really toned down. I didn't even think of him though. I feel like that's kind of what they're going for, think like hearing that, but
I
that's not
guess
what I picked up on.
the Terminator 2 year kid is the one that's his like pal.
Okay, so he's him. I guess
Uh
so.
I get because he's like the tougher one, right? Because
The
he's
kid
trying to get
from
him involved.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, I'm glad you spotted that, Logan.
I did. I
Do you
got to
remember
say,
which episode?
I looked it up, but I saw him and I was like, who the fuck is this kid? I've seen him 100%. And I looked it up and I was like, oh my God. Some assembly required is the one he's in.
Yeah. Do you remember that he tries to get his friend to reanimate his brother as a Frankenstein?
Yep,
And you said he played the wrong football position.
that's right.
And he sings My Girl to the corpse. I
Is
remember that
him?
part.
He sings
Yeah,
My
he
Girl?
sings My Girl, this kid.
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of like the kid. I thought he had something.
He does have something. Well, he wrote Scott Pilgrim and he works
Right.
with Edgar Wright and Quentin Tarantino a lot.
That's right.
Anyway, so this movie, the director is Simon Windsor. We've covered him before on the show. He pretty much loves working with Tom Selleck and Paul Hogan. Those are his two favorite people in the world. He's made many Tom Selleck movies and many Paul Hogan movies, and that's how we've covered him because he directed, of course, Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. He also directed 23 episodes of Bones, so shout out to him. Oh
Yeah.
wait, no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to Simon Windsor. That's the dude who directed Free Willy 2.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I don't want to get them confused.
imagine
Um,
spending that much time with David Boreanaz. You can probably die happy, I would think.
if you directed 23 episodes of Bones, David Boreanaz would probably be like at your kid's wedding.
Oh my God. I would have kids just so that he can go to their wedding, honestly.
Oh God. All right, so this movie comes out July 16th, 1993. I might have seen it on my birthday.
Oh,
It
that's
would
huge.
stand
It's
to
one of
reason.
those. Did
Yeah,
this
yeah.
start the birthday trend, Free Willy,
No,
maybe?
no, no, no. It was definitely before that because 1992 was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and you'll recall I saw that on my birthday.
That was the first one.
I don't know which was what was the first one.
Buffy,
I
that was a movie theater movie. Buffy the
Yeah,
Vampire Slayer.
my I remember if you'll recall,
I
I
don't
didn't want
recall.
to
I'm sorry.
see it. I didn't want to see it. My sister wanted to see it because Luke
Oh, of
Perry was in
course.
it,
She got
and
you
so
into Buffy.
she pulled me aside on my birthday and threatened me
That's right.
and said, "Tell mom you want to see Buffy the Vampire Slayer." I
But you
still
don't hold any
remember it as
resentment,
clear
though.
as day.
Because it all worked out.
Yep. No, it's true. I mean, it all worked out with me and Buffy.
Yeah.
We have a good relationship. Anyway, this made $153.7 million on a budget of $20 million.
That's
What
pretty
a
good.
bust out hit. Came in at number 11 at the box office for the year. Right outside of that top 10. Between the number 10 movie Cliffhanger
Wow.
with Sylvester Stallone, a great film by Rennie Harlan. What movie is he directing? Coming? Oh, the new Strangers movie or something.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. And the number 12 movie of the year was Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Wow. Shout out to
Mm.
Philadelphia.
Yeah. Shout out to the boss,
Where's that?
Sasha Banks. No, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, um, this movie was nominated at 2 different award ceremonies. Do you want to hear about them?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, which one do you want to hear about first?
Well, I don't know what they are.
Oh, that I'm sick. I'm sorry. The Kids' Choice Awards or the MTV Awards?
Let's go with the Kids' Choice Awards.
It's the Kids' Choice Awards. It's KCA, KCA to you, but it's the kids making the choice, making the choice, making the choice. Yeah.
All right, the KCAs. KCAs. I don't remember how that goes. I'm delirious. It was nominated for Best Actress. How about that at the Kids' Choice Awards? Lori Petty.
Love it.
All right, she didn't return for Free Willy 2, the only one, but she was there, and we know that this was a big moment for her. Came just a few years after she was raped by her mom's pimp.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, as we learned in the 2008 film The Poker House, written and directed by Lori Petty.
Starring Jennifer Lawrence. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
And
Good film.
Chloe Grace Moretz and Bokeem Woodbine and Selma Blair.
That's exactly right.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But she was hot at this time. This really was like the peak, absolute peak of her career.
Of whose career?
Lori Petty, right?
Oh, yeah. Around this time. Yeah, Tank Girl was like 95. I feel like that was her big stab at being a big ass star, baby.
Well,
all right.
I think it's the baseball one. I think that's like her big one.
Oh, League of Their Own. That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a big one for her.
That's
And
right
that's
before
this same
this,
year.
too.
I think that's this same year, 93.
No, that's 92. 92.
Oh my God, Logan. My yearometer is off today.
And then she's in Point Break, 91.
Oh yeah.
She's
The
sexy
early
girlfriend.
90s. That was really the time for Lori Petty.
Yeah, I think so.
And that was the time for like weird alternative girls like that.
Yeah. That was your favorite time, probably.
It was a good time, dude.
We should go back.
I wish we could.
One day.
I watch Reality Bites sometimes, and you watch that movie and you're like, you get sad that you can't ever, like, because I remember living in that time, and I get like genuinely upset that I'll never live there again.
I think we're still there a little bit.
All right. Let's
I've never
move on.
seen that. I should
Anyway,
watch that.
it's not great, honestly, but it really takes you back there.
Yeah.
All right, Lori Petty, she lost, unfortunately, the Best Actress Kids' Choice Award.
To who? How is that
To-
possible?
She lost to Whoopi Goldberg for Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
Yeah.
When are we covering Sister Act?
I don't know, but that's a pretty iconic title, I think.
Oh, Back in the Habit? Are you kidding me? One of the best sequel titles there is.
Is it just the two of them? We could easily do that.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just the two. Did they
I
do like a
think so,
Disney
too.
Plus thing, maybe?
No way. Sister
I
Act
think they
Disney
might
Plus
have.
thing.
I think they might have.
Why?
Can I look it up right now, real quick?
There is a Sister Act 3, I think. I'm seeing. Oh, never mind. It's
Are you
in
looking at-
pre-production. They're making Sister Act 3.
Pre-production. Oh
the
my goodness.
No, there's only 2 Sister Acts.
Are there?
Unless
Oh,
it's
there's
called
a-
something else. I just IMDb'd Sister Act.
Okay.
Is there something called like
Sister
her
Act
character name?
franchise. Hang on. I just
Dolores is her
looked-
character.
Sister Act 3. Here we go.
That's what I just looked at. It hasn't been made yet.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it hasn't been made yet, gang. So there's only 2 Sister
This is what you're
Acts.
thinking about?
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess
it's on
so.
Disney. I see. Coming
This
soon.
was also nominated for Best Film at the Kids' Choice Awards, Logan.
Deservedly so.
But it lost
Jurassic Park.
to Jurassic Park. You're right.
Yep.
All right, let's hear that MTV theme song.
I want my
The best one yet.
Oh,
IMHO.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, speaking of great music, the song Will You Return? Is that what it's called?
I only remember the Michael
Fuck.
Jackson one from the next
That's
movie.
the Michael Jackson one from this movie, from the first Free Willy.
I didn't even notice.
Are you fucking kidding
No, he
me?
came in the second movie, and I was like, bro, this is the craziest
Logan.
movie I've ever seen.
The only reason he's on that second movie. This song's called "Will You Be There," by the way. Fuck that up.
I only remember
Um,
childhood. My
no,
childhood drifted
no.
away.
Will you be there? It's hold me like the River Jordan.
Oh yeah, that's from Free Willy.
It plays over the closing credits of Free Willy.
Oh, not in the movie though.
Can you please stop turning movies off the second the credits start?
I didn't know that was like a Free Willy specific movie or song though.
Well, I believe it originated on the 1991 album Dangerous, of course. But
Okay, that's a little
but-
less significant. The
but
other one
no,
I
no,
feel like
no.
was made for Free Willy too.
No, but that had there was like a video for that song, Logan, with like Free Willy footage in it. I can tell
Oh,
you
that's
that
awesome.
much. I know that.
Okay, all right,
All right, unless that's a Mandela effect.
maybe.
I
I think it's Mandela. I think you were Mandela
Oh my
affected
God.
into thinking
Oh,
it was
no.
Mandala.
Oh no. What's happening? Anyway, what a great award for Michael Jackson that night at the MTV Music Awards.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hope he celebrated with Jason James Richter.
Oh, what does that
Okay.
mean?
I
What do
don't
you
know.
mean you hope that
I
they
don't
celebrated
know. I'm
together?
not sure. Speaking of Jason James Richter, he was nominated that night for Best Breakthrough Performance.
I hope he
Okay.
won.
He didn't, unfortunately. The winner was Alicia Silverstone. How about that? And
Yeah.
MTV getting her 2 years pre-Clueless, all right, because they'd already seen her in those Aerosmith videos. All right, so they gave her the award for The Crush, which is
I
that's
guess
a very
that was a little better of
that's
a
a
choice.
that's a sexy sex pot movie, Logan.
Yeah, never seen it.
But it's the kind of movie
good
you're
for
not
her.
supposed to say is sexy today because it's like about like a 15-year-old girl like
You're like,
they-
have you ever seen The Professional? That's such a sexy film.
I know. But like the Crush, it's like Alicia Silverstone's family. They have like a house in the back of their house, right? And they like rent it out to a writer. I think it's like Matthew Modine or Carrie Elwes or something. I don't remember.
Sweet.
And some blonde guy. And you know, and then the 15-year-old girl, you know,
Right.
he wants to fuck that guy.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's what the Crush.
Yeah.
But then the Crush gets dark.
Sounds good.
Know what I'm saying? It is pretty good though. Like Alicia Silverstone was the master of that kind of shit around that time. She had this other one called The Babysitter, equally great.
Swim Fan should have done more of those. She could have been the master. If she really put her mind to it.
Christensen could have fucking nailed that. But you know, she had been in Steven Soderbergh's Traffic. She was like, I'm an artist. I need to forge ahead.
Didn't really work.
All right.
She should have just stayed in her lane.
Honestly, it didn't really work. She
Or
should have
swimming
swim
lane.
fans some more. FYI, why aren't there straight to video swim fans?
True.
sequels?
Good point. Good point. When we did Orphan, that felt like a movie that never had a sequel that finally got a sequel.
Yeah,
And thinking on it, there are actually some good ones that never got sequels.
it's true.
Swim Fan being number
Yeah.
one.
My number one movie that was meant to get sequels that never got sequels, Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World.
Yeah, I think that you've talked about that.
Yeah. I think about that on like maybe once a week. I'll be like, man, wish there was a second Master and Commander movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, also that night, Willy and Jason James Richter were nominated for Best Kiss.
I love it.
Okay, but they unfortunately lost as well to Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson for Indecent Proposal.
All right. What do you think?
They're both pretty hot. I don't know.
Any other good ones from that year? Probably True Romance. That had to have been a good one in that one.
Do you want
From
me to
Slater
look
and
Do you want
Arquette.
me to look up what the other?
I think they
nominees
kiss in
were?
like a phone booth. They're like, yeah, we're gonna fuck in this phone booth.
Holy shit, dude!
I think that happened.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck in this phone booth.
Pretty sure. Look it up.
All right, hang on. I'm trying to look it up.
I guess it's not that important.
Um, I mean, it's not, but I've come this far. I have to finish it. All right, here were the nominees that year for Best Kiss, other than those two.
Yeah.
You were right. True Romance
Yeah, well.
nominated. All right, how about previously mentioned Ethan Hawke and Winona Ryder in Reality Bites,
Okay.
and also Dana Carvey and Kim Basinger in Wayne's World 2, and that is a kiss I recall.
Okay. So maybe that should go into that.
Yeah, I covered Wayne's World.
I know.
That's crazy that we've never covered Wayne's World.
That's kind of true.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, where are we at? That's
Pick
the
for the
MTV
awards.
Awards. We're ready to talk about the movie. Let's do it.
This is a great film.
Do you
I
really
loved
think
it.
so?
I thought it was really cute.
Was this your first time watching it?
I would say so.
Okay.
I mean, I
you
was
like,
familiar with it. I knew like the ending. I've seen the shot
of
of the whale
course.
jumping over and him doing the little finger point.
Iconic. I mean, they spoil it. It's on the cover of the video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Come on.
I'd say for my first time watching it, yeah.
All
I
right.
thought it was really cute.
All right. To me, it was a little bit of a nostalgia buster.
Oh no.
And that's unfortunate, but I'm glad you liked it so that we have a counterpoint. All right.
Well, I think I'm gonna agree with your points. It's the whole you're gonna hate the Native American mysticism, right?
If you know anything about me, I am not interested in Native American mysticism. I'm sorry.
And I agree with
this
you
movie
on
did
this.
nothing to further, to turn me in the other direction.
I agree. They rely on it a lot. Even when you think it's over with, they go back to it, and you're like, oh,
Oh
I
my
guess this is like
God,
a Native American mysticism movie. I forgot about that.
dude! And I read that in the third one, there's no parents and no Michael T. Williamson, but the Native American dude
Oh
comes
my
back.
goodness.
I know. So there's gonna be so much of it.
Yeah, even in the second movie, like we kept doing it. I was like, this is such a big part of the franchise. I had no idea. I
Yeah.
understand. I don't like that so
The
much.
story of Natsaklane.
Yeah,
Is that
he
it? Natsaklane?
Natsaklane, I think. He sketched the first ever whale. Like
Yeah.
before he had ever even seen a whale, like whales weren't even a thing or something.
I mean, it's an amazing story.
He
It's really
created
not. I,
whales.
I I was not interested in the story at all. I honestly tuned it out, and I can't even tell you what the story was.
I think that's
But
it.
he says it in the first movie to Jason James Richter, where I tuned it out, and then in the second movie, Jason James Richter
He
relays it to
passed
his
it
half
on.
brother, where I tuned it out again. I passed along the tradition of me tuning it out in a Free Willy movie.
Yeah, I think I got it. He like crafted a shape of a whale and like sailed on the ocean with it. I don't
And
know.
did you notice that the name of the Native American man's boat in the second movie was Natsaklane?
No, I don't think I picked up on that. That's a
Well,
sweet touch.
it's an amazing touch, Logan. That's I picked up on it right away.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this guy Randolph, he likes the Seattle Supersonics. I thought that was cool. Everybody they
That
just put like you like a team, you get a hat. You get a hat of this team. We get the Seahawks in the next movie. The
they're all
Knicks.
Seattle. Well, it's Portland. They're in Portland, right? And so
It'd be the
they all
Trailblazers. They have a team. The Portland
well,
Trailblazers.
but that's the only Portland team, and these are a bunch of white kids, okay? And so they, I mean, that doesn't matter, but like they're
Who's on
all
the
Seattle
Supersonics?
teams. Oh yeah, you're right.
Like
The
Alex
Super.
Kemp
Wait, excuse me. First of all,
or
it's fucking Sean Kemp, and
yeah, I
Sean
know
Kemp
it's Sean Kemp.
was
I'm sorry.
the coolest player. Like the Supersonics at that time were definitely a cooler team than the Blazers. All right, but I'll say this: that didn't occur to me. You're right, Supersonics. I like it made sense to me that they're fans of Seattle teams being in Portland. But why would they be fans of the Supersonics? You got the Blazers right there. I think Alonzo Mourning might have been there.
Oh, really? At this time, Lonzo Mourning?
I could be way off on that.
I feel like it's a little early, but I mean, you could be right. Alonzo Mourning had a long career. Um, yeah, I mean, I had a little trouble. I was like, I didn't know where they were, I guess, until the next movie when he had a Seahawks hat on.
Yeah, at first, when the first Free Willy starts, I thought they were in Boston because it starts on this like circular staircase area. It looked like Boston Commons to me. but I guess it wasn't. But I was very attuned to it because there's this awful like circle title card that's like designed to like fit the stairs from above
In this movie,
in the first Free Willy. Yeah.
I thought the title cards were all like over the ocean.
No, dude, not in the first one.
Huh. Okay.
Anyway, all right. So we meet Jesse, who I hate. He's part of like a crew of homeless kids, I guess, right?
Yeah, he hangs out in a group of orphans. They run around and steal food, and they crash into an exhibit, the whale exhibit, and spray paint stuff. So he has to start working there, basically.
Yeah. I liked the crew. One of them was Daniel Harris from
I
the
noticed that afterward.
Halloween
Didn't notice in the moment.
franchise. Yeah. I didn't either, to be honest. My girlfriend pointed it out to me.
Oh wow.
Um, I'll give her credit where it's due. All
Yeah,
right.
that's really cool.
But anyway, uh, so he has to work at this aquarium.
Well, I think
So
what happens is he
but he gets
moves in with his parents or his new parents, and they like live nearby.
well,
there,
he's
so he starts
taken.
working there?
Yeah. He's taken there by Dwight. There's this police officer named Dwight, played by
I thought he was like
Michael
a
T.
social worker
Williamson.
or something.
No, he's definitely a police officer.
I hadn't. Okay. I mean, you're probably
Yeah.
right.
Because I felt like that was like a trope at this time, like busy police offices with like you know, a humble, wise black officer like talking to some, you know, needy white person. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought about it a lot. Like it even happens in I thought about Ace Ventura with Tone Loc.
Yeah. I don't
It's a
know.
similar scene. I mean,
Okay,
except
I believe you.
Jason James Richter doesn't talk out of his butthole.
He should
That's
have.
that's different. Yeah, I might have liked him more. I definitely like Ace Ventura more than Jesse. Um,
Wow, you're such a hater on Jesse.
I hate Jesse.
Didn't
So,
expect this.
Dwight is super nice to Jesse, just like a great guy. Jesse's like an asshole to him consistently. Just treats him like a piece of shit.
I didn't think
And
so.
Dwight takes him to new foster parents. Okay, it's Jane Atkinson, who started this whole project, Free Willy Feb, when we talked about her on the TV show Clarice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and she's a writer. We're told. Thought that would come into play more, but it didn't.
No,
And Michael Madsen, who's a mechanic. Great
he's
scene with him.
delightful as just the nice dad.
He's incredible in both of these movies. He might be my fucking MVP.
Really, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
He's just really good. His scenes with
Yeah,
the kid. Dude, when Jason James Richter goes to like the mechanic's office to talk to him and sees he has a little picture of Jason James Richter.
yeah, that was so sweet.
Oh my God. They love this kid. And this kid treats them like nothing but trash
Come
the
on,
entire movie.
he's a little orphan who thinks his mom's gonna come back any day
But
now.
he's got the best possible situation an orphan
I
can have.
know, I know.
I mean,
Did you see how nice his
complete
room was?
beautiful room.
Beautiful
This like
windows that he
fresh,
breaks.
like the dad only wants to like play catch with him and like ask him about his day and like talk to him about his bullshit interests.
He likes
You know,
this whale though. He's distracted.
that's the only thing he likes. He's an asshole to everyone but this whale the entire movie. He's a little bit nice to Lori Petty just because she's a gateway to the whale.
Listen, sometimes all you have is your friend the whale.
Stop
I
quoting
had
your
no
own
problem with
Letterboxd
that.
reviews.
I had no beef.
All right. Anyway, Jesse plays the harmonica.
He's great at it too.
He's not.
Seems like he had professional training. This wasn't even back when you could go on YouTube, how to play the harmonica.
That's a good point, man. I remember my harmonica came with a little how to play a harmonica, like an instruction manual.
Wow.
Yeah,
How do they even do that?
I don't
Put your
know.
finger here.
Yeah, kind of.
Blow. Seems hard to demonstrate, like on paper.
All right, so this place they're at is the Northwest Adventure Park,
Okay.
and the people that work there that we know about are Lori Petty, who's like a fish trainer or whatever,
Why are you laughing?
and
That's her job.
yeah,
She's
and
great at it.
then Native American guy, I think is August Schellenberg. Is that the name of the actor?
Yeah, he plays the guy Randolph.
Randolph, that's right. And
She plays
thank
Ray.
you. Oh, okay, wow. Art, it's like
Rae.
Wolfram and Hart. Why are their names the same? I don't
It is like that.
know. Anyway, um, and we there's like people in charge, right? We know about that. And
I
those are
guess
the
so, yeah.
those are the mean people, right? It's Michael
Right.
Ironside, okay, and it's Richard Reel, and Richard Reel is a little bit sympathetic, but Michael Ironside, of course, he's Michael Ironside.
He's
He's
never
just
been a good guy for 1 second ever, right?
I don't think so. I mean,
No
you
way.
show me the good guy Michael Ironside performance, I'd love to see it.
Seriously, I'd love to know. I couldn't think of one.
Yeah.
But yeah, their whole thing, what is it? They need him to start bringing in more people or her? Well,
Well,
him.
they spent a lot of money on this whale, I guess, and they need it to start like earning its keep, like, at the park,
Right.
and so they need it to like star in a show. They need like the Willy show to be a thing, and so like Lori Petty decides like Jesse, he'll be great. Like they'll train up the whale together.
Yeah, but it doesn't really go as
Yeah.
planned because he gets stage fright.
By the way, can I just go back 1 second?
Yeah, of course.
Richard Reel, I mentioned him a second ago. No mustache in this movie. Did not
Okay.
like it.
Really? I didn't really notice, I guess.
I was a little grossed out by it.
Oh, wow. Well, he
Yeah,
learned. Got to keep the mustache.
that's right. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the move.
Um. Anyway, where are we at?
Um,
Oh,
I
oh.
don't know. They're friends.
At some point, Jesse gets in this big fight. Right. He sneaks back in to after the dark to like see Willy.
Right.
Right, to play harmonica at the whale,
He
and
likes it though. He's not like annoying the whale.
like
The
I
whale loves
guess
it.
Stockholm syndrome. Um,
What? Come on.
and this moron, he falls into the water and almost dies. And the whale saves him miraculously. He's lucky it's the most amazing whale in the world. And
It really
that's
is.
when we get the story from Randolph. All right, but things are going bad here at this point with the family because they talked to him about this. Michael Madsen's like,
Bro, chill out.
chill out, and he overhears a conversation with the mom that's like, God, this kid, how are we gonna get through to him and shit. He throws a baseball through a window. All right,
His beautiful window. His room has these giant, beautiful windows that he destroys with a
yeah,
baseball. Not just
all
any
right.
baseball, a baseball that was like
A
gifted to him, right?
present.
It was a
Yeah,
present. Yeah, he
it was a
opened it up.
gift that he had refused to open. He finally opens it in anger, throws the baseball through the window.
It's
They come
crazy.
up, see this, instead of getting angry at him, talk him through it, immediately forgive him with no punishment whatsoever. This awful brat.
Well, they're doing everything they can to be nice because they want him to like them, and he's going through it because of his parents. I had no problem with him, honestly. I kind of understood from everybody's perspective why they were so delicate with him and why he was so mean to them.
I understood why they were delicate with him. At a certain point, after they'd been through enough shit, after they'd shown trust time and time again. Stop being an asshole.
Well, we should say, I guess, he's not like an orphan where both his parents are dead. He believes I guess his dad is dead and his mom abandoned him, but he believes that she's coming back. He's like one of those orphans. It's
I
like,
don't know.
my
I feel
mom's
like
coming back for me, though.
they use like
You
coded
guys are orphans.
language to make it seem like his mom's like a drug addict or something, but they never say that she is. And then when she dies, they never say what she dies of.
Yeah, they never say what she died of.
Like
I
they
kind of
they
never
paint
thought
her
she was a drug addict.
but they paint her as this like very troubled woman who could never really get it together.
I thought she was just really young when she had him. Couldn't do it. Couldn't possibly do it on her own.
But she raised him for the first 6 years of his life.
And then it got to be too much.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do a 7-year-old. I don't know. I guess I really didn't put that much thought into it. And yeah, why did she die? What happened, really? I really thought about it.
I think she
I was just
OD'd.
rocking with the movie a little bit. She OD'd. It's possible. That does make sense.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah,
to
what
me.
else makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get hit by a
I think you're
bus.
right. No, I think that you're right.
Yeah. All right. So they forgive him and everything's fine for the rest of the movie. They're a beautiful family. Okay. So it's opening day of the Willy show, and that shit's a fucking disaster, dude.
It's a disaster. You know what I thought that this was sort of filmed like? Had vibes
What?
of? There's the scene in Oppenheimer where he's giving a speech and everybody's doing like the feet stomping on the ground, like in the bleachers, and he's just
Yeah.
like thinking about when like the bomb, and he's like, oh,
That part
shit.
was good.
That's what this reminded me of, that with all the tapping on the glass and like the shots of the whale, like, oh, I can't take it. It reminded me of that scene from Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So there you go. I think Nolan stole it from Free Willy is what I'm saying, basically.
Even with that nickname, Oppie. It's like Willy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Who knew? But that was a cool scene, yeah. Probably scene of the movie.
Of Oppenheimer or Willy?
Both, probably, honestly.
Anyway, so everyone's pissed at Willy now, and Jason James Richter's like, what the fuck was that? And Willy's like, come on, dude, I like doing it with you, you're my bro, but like everybody else is fucking, it's a lot. And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I guess I get that. But Michael Ironside is like, I don't get that shit. I want to kill this fucking whale. Meanwhile,
Oh yeah, they try to kill him for the insurance money. I forgot about that. They try to like drain all the water out so that it kills the whale.
it's crazy. They have to save Willy's life.
Yeah, they have to.
Uh,
They move him because they have to like save his life. He's gonna die if not. I forgot about that part.
But I mean, Willie's whole life at this point is torture because at one point they imply that over the wall of the water park or whatever is the ocean,
Right.
and Willie can actually hear his actual family.
Yeah. Ew, that was them talking.
He can hear them in the water park.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Torture.
It's really sad. Yeah,
It's crazy.
but he makes his way out.
Yeah. He does, man. So they save him. Jesse, Randolph, and Lori Petty. Like they all team up to save Willie. And I mean, they are going to prison.
Why?
All right.
Why?
I'm sorry.
The other guys try to kill him. If they just say no, you don't
No.
understand. The other people they try to
It doesn't matter.
drain the tank.
They Logan, there's a humanitarian effort to save Willie. I understand it. Saving Willie is the right thing to do, and I'm glad they do it. Okay?
Are you?
Let's get that straight.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
But what I want to say is that the rights to Willie clearly belong to Michael Ironside and Richard Reel, who apparently have paid a pretty penny for them. Okay? And so
I don't think this matters.
is whale napping.
I think if you see a dog in a car in a parking lot, like dying, like because the windows are up, and you break in to save the dog or a baby or something, you don't then have to pay
This
for the
is
car.
a very different situation. It's a huge corporation, the Northwest Adventure Park.
What if Toyota's like, hey, you broke one of our cars? You can just say, yeah, but if not, this
It's
dog
one
would've
car, dude. This is a huge attraction
one whale.
at this water park that they apparently paid plenty of big bucks for.
I don't know. I feel like if you just explain, I don't think you're gonna get sued or anything.
My
I don't
brother.
think you're in legal trouble.
Well,
for
I mean,
this.
listen, clearly that happened. We don't see Lori Petty in the next movie, so it's possible
She went to jail.
went
We
to
think she went to
prison.
jail.
Yeah. But Randolph clearly got off scot-free, as did this boy.
He doesn't have his place anymore. They took it away in the next movie, right?
Yeah. See, the thing is, I think because they eventually rope the parents into it too. And I think Jesse, Jane Atkinson, and Michael Madsen could get away with it by like arguing to the judge, like we were roped into this by employees of the Northwest Adventure Park.
Jesse's
You
gonna
know?
blame Randall?
Yes.
Whoa. I don't think so. He's going
Yeah,
down with the
man.
ship, if anything.
And you could do a whole like that should have been the sequel to Free Willy, like Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been good.
Anatomy of a Freeing.
13 Reasons Why season 2, you mean? Where it's all
Yeah.
just the courtroom drama.
Yeah, Broadchurch season 2. Shows
Sure.
love that.
Should I put that on my
structure.
list? That wasn't on my list.
There you go. I thought of it actually
Broadchurch.
earlier when you mentioned Olivia Colman.
I'll put it on there.
It's good. It's only 3 seasons.
Okay.
Anyway,
I
where we
thought,
at?
by the way, Michael Madsen had like a weird. I feel like they tried to make him have like a face turn at the end of the movie where he's like, "Oh yeah, this is a good guy," but he's been a good guy the whole movie.
He's been a good guy, but he's also been
Like a
he's
face
been
turn for the
the
son.
rule keeper. I think it was more like this is the fulcrum moment in his relationship with this boy. Like either he agrees to do this thing that is really difficult and really illegal, or he loses this kid forever.
But to me, the choice to help was so obvious that he wasn't
Of
going
course
like, out
it
of his
was.
way to do
Of
anything
course it
crazy.
was. It was, they created drama out of nothing. But
Yeah, that was a weird
that's
moment, I thought.
it was a big moment for him, but an easy choice.
Yeah, it must just be in his eyes he sees him better. Because in our eyes, I don't think it was a moment for us to be like, oh, this guy, hell yeah.
Well, I think at this point, Jason James Richter stupidly still doesn't completely trust Michael Madsen.
Yeah, it's
Even
weird.
though Michael Madsen, with every moment of every day, has given Jason James Richter complete, full reason to trust him.
And he gave him some cool new Nikes that he completely gets wet.
Oh my God, dude. I know.
That made me so mad.
I thought about that a lot.
He's just standing in the water with his cool new Nikes.
Just getting soaked, just half filled. Awful.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Air Jordans.
He didn't care though.
No. Anyway,
Ungrateful.
the end happens.
I thought
And
just a few more
what?
notes since we're at the end. Perry is the kid's name from Buffy. He keeps wanting to like Jesse to join him in his business venture. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
"I
shows
haven't
up a few times, like at the water park. Like, hey, buddy, like I still got a good opportunity for you.
You know what this kind of reminded me of? There's that plot in The Office where athlete they're trying to do athlete with Jim, and they're like, Jim, come on, who cares about your life with Pam and everything you got going on? Do it. It's kind of like this, like they're trying to like, who cares about Willy? Come on, let's go do athlete. It was like such a weird subplot.
Except the difference is that athlete was a life-changing opportunity for Jim.
Yeah, that
was
worked out.
Genuinely going to blow his life up in 1,000 different directions. Whereas this would have destroyed Jason James Richter's life, Jesse's life, when he had the greatest situation of all time going, a massive support system of close family and friends.
That I just thought the athlete thing went on longer than it should have. Like I understood
It
they
went
had to
on
add a
longer
little
than it should have
conflict.
just because seasons of broadcast television shows are longer than they should be. That was a
Right.
season arc. It didn't go past a season, but seasons were 23 episodes or whatever. So yeah, it felt long. I remember
And
it
I didn't
feeling
understand
long
the
at time,
conflict. I
too.
was like, yeah, Jim, go. Like take Pam with you. What are you doing? Go do
Yeah.
athlete.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just leave the fucking paper company. Who cares?
Yeah.
You only work with these people,
And you'll get to go with that one guy. Forgot his name.
Oh, I don't remember. Craig Robinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Daryl.
Daryl. He's cool. He was
Yeah.
really cool.
Daryl is the name of probably 1/4 of all black characters created by white writers.
Yeah. Dwayne. It's probably another one.
Another one is Dwight, which is the name of the police officer in this film.
That's very true. Yeah. You're gonna say
Yeah.
that's tough.
Anyway, um, let's move to. Oh wait, do you have more notes?
I like the part where Jesse tries to eat steak. Like it's too big because he thinks he's a whale now. So he's like, I can eat this giant piece of steak. And then his mom looks at him like he has to cut it a little more
I don't even
because it's not
remember
human
that.
sized. I thought that was pretty funny. He thinks he's a whale a little bit.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. It was like during a montage.
He's too close to the whales.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what do you give this movie?
One more thing. The whale has they have a dorsal fin, but it's like a flaccid dorsal fin, and I never really knew that. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a limp dorsal fin. And I think that
Yeah.
they can like make it stand up when they're more alert and make it
Right.
like fall down. It's like a tail, like a
Yeah.
dog's tail or something. And I never really knew that. So
You
I
know what
thought that
I
was
thought
cool to learn.
about a lot watching these movies
What's that?
is how humans, for some reason, like these type of whales. What are they? Killer whales?
Killer whales, yeah, orca.
Yeah. Orcas. Okay. Humans like orcas.
I like beluga whales. Those
And
are
I
my
do
favorite.
too. Those are my favorite too, Logan. They always have been. I think they're adorable.
I think only because there's a Full House episode with the baby beluga song. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about, and I wonder if that's also why I love belugas.
I think so. Yep.
All right. Wow. Unlocking some shit here. Um anyway,
The killer whale,
think
sorry.
I think that human beings have an inherent trust in orcas. And it is because they, to me, they aren't cute inherently. They look a little bit like xenomorphs from Alien.
Wow,
All
I
right.
never thought about that.
But the reason humans have trust in them is because they have those two white circles on either side of their head.
Yeah, they're
And
cute.
it gives the illusion that they have these big cartoon-like eyes.
It's true.
But they don't, Logan. They don't.
They're tiny
They
little
have
marble evil
little
eyes.
beady fish eyes.
Yeah, it's
All
true.
right. So
That's like a big connection with them. He keeps looking into his eyes.
So I'm saying, I think it's all a game.
Yeah, it's a trick. They got us too. It worked. It's crazy too because they're literally called killer whales, but they are
Yeah.
pretty cute.
They are, those eyes work. I mean, those white circles. See, I'm even calling them eyes.
Yeah.
All right. What do you give this movie?
I give it 3 stars. I also think the whale looks good. I don't know if it's a real whale, a fake whale,
No,
but
oh my God,
it
I
looks
can
really
give you
cool.
that answer right now. Okay, so in this first movie, it is a real whale. They
Like,
found it.
is the kid actor riding on the whale and stuff at times?
Yeah, it's all whale.
Yeah, it
in
looked
this
really
first
cool.
one. It is cool. The whale's name was Keiko. Okay.
Keiko.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
being held in like a Mexican water park, animal thing.
Mhm.
And after Free Willy came out, there was a huge movement to free Keiko.
Yeah, I love it.
If Willy was freed, that's a bummer. Like the real Willy is not free.
Yeah, he was fake free.
So there was this huge movement to free Keiko, and it worked. They did it. By the time the second movie came out, they didn't have Keiko.
They hunted him back down and brought him back to set for the second movie.
They negotiated. But he went out into the wild, Keiko.
I love it.
But Logan, it's not a good story.
What do you mean?
He'd spent his whole life in captivity. He had
He
close
died.
relationships
weak.
with humans. He went out into the ocean. He found himself unable to form relationships with
do we
other
know this?
whales. Because
He left.
apparently we tagged him, like when we freed him.
What the
So
hell?
we can
Why do
like
we gotta
keep an eye
tag
on
him?
him. Just so we could keep an eye on Keiko.
Yeah.
All right. And apparently he eventually died friendless and alone in the Arctic.
Oh my god. Why did you have to say friendless and alone like that? Okay. That's terrible. Because you said
I'm so
eventually,
sorry.
which is a kind of a nice word. It kind of means a lot of time passed.
Well, it was like 2003. All right, so he made it past 9/11. That's pretty good for Keiko.
It's pretty good. He probably
Yeah.
never even got word of it because he was friendless and alone. I never heard of it.
You're right. It's in
That's so
isolation.
sad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Cold. He died cold and alone.
Yeah. I know.
Jesus.
Poor Keiko. Pour one
Y-
out
Yeah,
for
seriously.
Keiko. I give this a 2, unfortunately. It
What?
really didn't work for me this time. Um, I don't know. There are things I like about it, okay? I like the Michael Jackson song and the music in general, actually. The score by Basil Polidorus.
Okay.
Like, it was so good I looked him up. I was like reading about Basil Polidorus. And anyway, like I like the parents. I
Good
like some of the
parents.
adults.
Yeah, I like Lori Petty.
I hate the kid. I hate the Native American mysticism. Uh
That's really all
this
I disliked.
the
The Native
movie
American stuff.
often seems aimless. It's too long.
It's too long.
It I mean, I don't really know where it's going a lot of the time. Like all of a sudden they start like, oh, they're gonna kill Willy. I'm like, all right, now I get their stakes all of a sudden. Jesus.
Yeah.
Um, I I don't know. It didn't totally work for me, and I think the character of Jesse is enough of a problem for enough of an irritant
Why?
for me that it
He's
brings
in
the
a
whole movie down.
he doesn't have any parents. What? He's a fucked up little kid.
I know.
This is crazy. Say he's like too fucked up and mean.
He is given
He
every
pulls
opportunity
through
you
in
can
the
be
end. At the end, he's
given.
like, "Yeah, my dad, Michael Madsen."
It takes a whale kidnapping for him to finally trust this man who has a picture of him at his workplace.
Well, I think that was really the moment. That's when he started to convert to I really love my dad.
Maybe.
But he was just so caught up in with the whale, he couldn't really address it.
Yeah.
And then he
Who's
had a
your
breakthrough in the
MVP?
woods. My MVP is gonna be Jesse, the little boy.
That's insane. I think the MVP has got to be Keiko.
Okay, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Guess I
It's
didn't
a
think about it.
starring role. It's the titular role. And if anyone nails their
He was so
part in this
charming
movie, it's
that we
that
wanted
guy.
him to be free himself.
It's
We were like,
great.
fucking free this guy. We love him
Can
so
I
much.
say something? Whales, they have little ridges near their like fins, like near like the where it meets their body, and it looks like a burn mark or something. There's one
I thought it looked
moment
like they
where
had fur.
I
I know
don't
what you're
know.
talking about.
There's a moment where like Willie turns over, and I thought it was like supposed to be a reveal, like some bad shit had happened to Willie.
Yeah, it
But
looks
then
like it
I
was
was,
welded together.
yeah, but then everybody's just fine with it. So I was like, I guess that's just how whales look.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing.
Yeah. All right.
My LVP, I'm gonna go with his friend Perry from Buffy. I thought that was just
What?
such a weird plot that he wanted him to, hey, come join me in business. Us two 10-year-olds. Let's go off and do business.
Easy LVP. It's Jesse.
No way. MVP. You think gets better as a teenager? Because if you didn't like him as a kid, you probably won't like him a little older.
Well, he's not being an asshole to anybody in the second movie, except a little bit the kid. But he
I
kind of
love.
deserves
We
it.
will talk about his little brother.
Yeah, we definitely will.
I guess that's it though.
All right, so that's Free Willy Gang. So 2 years later, Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home emerges. All right. Comes out right around the same time of year, July 19th, 1995. All right. Our friend Jason James Richter walked away with himself a pretty little paycheck for this movie.
Yeah, I bet.
How about that? He was paid for the first movie, starring in that first movie. He's in like every scene, $150,000.
Wow, it's pretty good. Of
It's great pay for a little kid,
course.
but not for a movie star. Okay. Now for Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home. I'm losing my voice. This is really bad.
I did see that was his first thing he was ever in though, right? Free Willy.
I'm pretty sure.
His first ever credit. Pretty cool.
So, well, I said he had the introducing credit.
Does that mean first thing ever?
Not
Introducing?
necessarily. He could have been in TV stuff before then.
Yeah, I guess that's yeah.
Yeah, but for Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home, Jason James Richter apparently got paid $1.5 million.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. You can
I
see
mean,
it
no
too. He's
wonder he
excited.
retired from acting. Like, who gives a shit? You can live on that.
Yeah, he probably got at least the same for the third one.
Yeah, probably. All right. So this movie, we have like a whole different crew. Okay, we brought back Corey Bleckman to write. He was like the rewriter, the dude who like gave us our Jesse as we know him
Right.
today.
He
Yeah,
perfected it. Yeah.
yeah. And his co-writers for this one are Karen Jansen and John Matson. I don't know
Okay.
that much about either one of them, to be honest. But I do know a lot about our director. Our new director is Dwight H. Little. Familiar with this guy?
I think I actually heard of him. Yeah.
We've motherfucking covered him on this podcast before, baby.
Us two, or you and Henry?
Me and Henry.
Okay. What would you
Okay.
do?
He directed Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Is that
With-
is Danielle Harris in that one?
Yes, with
Yeah.
Danielle Harris. It's the one that ends with the big roof sequence.
Yeah. That's very cool. She's not in this one though, but cool connection.
There you go. So Dwight Little, he directed Halloween 4. All right.
Very
Amazing to see him. Great. He directed I think Marked for Death, that Seagal movie, which is a pretty good one.
Mhm.
And then he does Free Willy 2. Evidently, he pitched Broken Arrow, the movie Broken Arrow. All right.
Wow.
He pitched that movie and he was set to direct it, Logan, but
Mhm.
editing on Free Willy 2 ran long.
That's crazy. I feel like it
I
would
know.
suck if he directed it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Only good parts are like the directing.
No, and apparently he doesn't like the finished product, and but he's like, I'm not gonna argue with it. It made a lot of money, so at least he understands.
Yeah.
So
That's John
anyway,
Woo, by the way. Forgot about
that is the great John Woo. So after this movie, he directed Murder at 1600. That was his next film. That was a murder in a White House film with Wesley Snipes. That we could cover, Logan, for Ann Twins.
Wow.
Write this down.
Okay.
Murder at 1600 and Absolute Power. Those were two Murder in the White House movies. Came out like within a couple months of each other. And I heard Murder at 1600. That was like developed first, but Absolute Power came out first. And then everyone said Murder at 1600 was a ripoff, and Dwight Little was pissed.
Yeah, that does suck.
Yeah.
Honestly. Have you seen
Um,
either one?
I've seen them both, and
wow.
they're both just okay.
Does it feel like one ripped off the other, or no?
No, they're just
It usually
independently.
doesn't. Like even when they're the same, it doesn't really feel like one ripped off the other. Maybe one heard one was in development and was like, "Oh, let's do it," but they're usually different enough where it doesn't.
Yeah,
matter.
they usually just have like a basic log line in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about movies. It's like you hear what a movie's about. You can really never tell what the finished product is. It's really all about how it's made and stuff.
There's that great reality show, The Chair,
Okay.
which they got two filmmakers. Well, really one filmmaker and internet personality, Shane Dawson. And they gave them the same coming of age screenplay and a budget to make a feature film,
yeah,
and had them both make a movie, and they're completely different.
I love that. I've never even heard of that. They should do
Yeah.
that more. Honestly, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Anyway, shall we talk about Free Willy 2?
Oh, I'd love to.
I can't wait. This did win one Kids' Choice Award for Best Animal Star, Willy. Okay, and what's amazing about that is
It's fake.
there were no whales in this movie. This is all animatronics.
Yeah, pretty impressive. It fooled me a little bit.
Yeah, good. Well, not me, to be honest. But all right. July 19th, 1985. That's the release date. I said that already. Budget of $31 million. Box office, $68 million.
Okay.
It's okay. Not really what you want. came in at number 60 for the year, between number 59, Assassins, Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas, Julianne Moore,
Okay.
and 61, Major Payne with Damon Wayans.
Yeah. Is there Major Payne sequels or no? Only one Major
No,
Payne.
I wish there were.
That seems crazy a little bit.
Yeah. They should have, he should have changed his name to Major Paynes.
Why?
Don't you think so? Instead of Paynes, Major
Major
Paynes,
Paynes?
just to help promote the film.
No, I don't think that he should have
Am
done
I
that.
just saying this because I'm sick?
Sounds like a Nathan Fielder idea.
Oh, I like it.
For the movie coming out, you should change your name to Major Paynes. That'd be good. That'd really sell the movie.
Anyway, all right. This film, it starts.
Did you know Bam Bam Bigelow was in Major Payne? I'm looking at the cast here.
Yeah, I kind of do remember that actually.
He's third billed. He plays huge biker.
It's probably just alphabetical if he's third build.
I mean, Damon Wayans, Michael Ironside, Bam Bam Bigelow.
That's insane.
I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. What's the crew here? It's
Everybody's
Dwight,
back except for
Dwight
Lori
is,
Petty.
Yeah, everybody's back but Lori Petty. We see
And we've added-
Randolph is trolling around his boat, the Natsalanane.
Oh yeah, he hears Willy at the beginning.
Yeah. He's like, oh, Willy.
That's Willy's little squeal.
Yeah.
I know that.
He understands it's Willy. Dwight is still around, so he's great to see. He doesn't really have anything to do in this movie, but he's definitely there.
That's right. He literally has one scene, I think, at the beginning.
Yeah,
Say, hey, I'm in the movie.
Jesse is a little older now. He's pretty horny.
That's right.
In his first scene, we see him trying to dick it to the girl from Wet Hot, which is understandable.
Who? The main girl?
The main girl, yeah. You didn't
The
recognize
one
her?
with Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
What? I didn't recognize her. But I
Yeah,
think like
dude.
in that, like immediately when you said that, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I remember that.
Yeah, she was a child star at the time. She played, of course, the female goalie, not Goldberg, but the female goalie on the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so but I thought she was gonna be the primary love interest for the film when I spotted her,
No.
but not so fast.
We got a star on
okay?
our hands.
Not so fast. We've got the Johnny Depp sister from What's Eating Gilbert Grape here.
Really?
And, yeah, Mary Kate Shellhart is the actress's name. The only other real thing she was in, she's one of Tom Hanks's daughters in Apollo 13.
Interesting. By the way,
oh, God.
August, the guy Randolph played by August Schellenberg, and this is Mary Kate Shellhart.
I
What's up
spotted
with
it
that?
instantly, and I can't explain it.
It's not like a common thing, but
Do you
here
think
it
one
is.
influenced the other? They were like, it's Kismet. She's got Shell in her name.
I'm not sure. It's like when we had the two Rankins in the same family. You know, like that's
Yeah,
not a
that's
common
right.
thing. What is
The
this?
fuck?
I mean, it's not the same name, but Schell to start your name. It's not. I don't know. It's interesting.
We live in a simulation.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, Nadine is her
Nadine.
name. Yeah. And she's whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
She's supposed to be like very attractive for the age group.
Yeah, he likes her.
She looks like
nice.
Winnie Cooper a little bit from the Wonder Years.
I don't know.
All right. I was like, where'd this girl come from? I thought she was his daughter at first, but I guess it's his goddaughter.
Yeah,
And
they
I
don't
was
really
like, do
say
Native
too much.
Americans have goddaughters? I didn't even know that.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
they don't really
maybe
talk about it.
maybe he just has like Christian friends.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. The concept of godparents has always been weird to me. Anyway.
You don't have
let's-
any?
No. I'm
I don't
Jewish.
think I do either.
So we get word from Dwight that
Mom is dead
mom is dead. Jason James Richter's real mom is
of an
dead.
overdose, apparently.
Oh, well, we don't know that, but that's my
According to
presumption. Yeah.
I think he's right.
And we learn of an 8-year-old half brother named Elvis. All right.
And Elvis
And
rules.
being that Glenn and and what's the mom's name? Annie.
Glenn and Annie.
Glenn and Annie are the nicest people that have ever lived. They decide they're going to fucking foster this kid off
Well,
the
I don't think that
street.
they decide that originally. They're just like, he can stay with us until we get things sorted out. But then by the end, they're like, well, we
But
can't split him
even
up.
but the night he moves in, like Michael Madsen's explaining that to Jason James Richter, and Jesse's like, you know, but that's just until Annie like falls in love with him, right? And like he has to stay here forever. And Michael Madsen's like, yeah.
Yeah. So he
So
knows.
I mean, they know what's coming.
Right. You're right.
All right. So this kid Elvis, he shows up. He's like this dirty little brat wearing a Knicks cap. I'm
I
like, all
love
right.
him.
Probably loves John Starks.
Yeah, I would
Uh,
say so.
That's 100% his favorite player. There's no
Probably Patrick Ewing.
no. I'm
Really?
100% sure on this. No question in my mind. If you asked this kid Elvis who his favorite
Knicks
NBA
fans
player was,
love Patrick
he'd
Ewing.
say John Starks.
They think
But
Patrick Ewing is like in the top 15 of all time.
But John Starks back then in the 90s was for the little bratty kids.
You're probably right. I'm not trying
Because
to
he
argue.
seemed like a little bratty kid on a team with like elder statesmen.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. Elvis. He's played by Francis Capra,
Frank Capra?
who no, Francis Capra. He of course he's had an amazing career. He played young Colosio in
Okay.
A Bronx Tale. Everyone remembers young Colosio.
Yeah, I
And
do.
he's also the kid in Kazam. Okay.
Oh, the Shaq movie?
The Shaq movie.
Do you know
Yeah.
Shazam? Are you familiar with that?
It's not a thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
It's not a thing. That's Mandela effect, and that's one I do not have. Like I remember Kazam perfectly. It was always called Kazam. I know that.
Yeah. I guess Shazam now is just the Zachary Levi thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm losing my voice, Logan.
Oh, no.
Um,
All right.
uh,
Yeah, this you don't like this kid, Elvis? You're not a fan?
I think he's a bratty little kid. I think he's annoying in this movie,
I
but
love him.
but I like him in two scenes. Okay.
Okay.
And that's enough for me, frankly. And I have residual love for him because he grew up to play the leader of a biker gang named Weevil Navarro on the great
Okay.
television program Veronica Mars.
Wow, I thought you were going to say Sons of Anarchy.
No, he's in every ep of Veronica Mars.
That's amazing. I've obviously had no idea, but I gotta say, I loved him. I thought the actor was great. Thought the character was great. Thought they
You
knocked
want
it
to
out of
know
the park with Elvis.
You want to know the two scenes I liked?
Yeah, I'd actually love to.
Okay. So I liked when he does that spit promise with the mom.
Yeah, all right.
That was gross.
I hated
too
it.
too much spit, and I hated the sound it made.
Yep.
But I thought it was very sweet, and I liked that even though he was being like a real fucking brat when they wouldn't let him help with Willy a little while later, I liked that she immediately realized that she broke that promise.
So you really liked their dynamic, seems like.
I did. I liked their dynamic. Secondly, I liked later on after he ran away. I mean, that part's stupid. He goes like hitchhiking. It's ridiculous.
That's when we get Michael Jackson.
Yeah, the song Childhood, which is so bad. Like, I like the song from the first movie, but that one's bad, dude.
I was into it.
I don't know. I
Also,
also
just
think
paid more
it's-
attention to it because it was in the movie.
Yeah,
Not at the
true.
very end.
I also just think it's weird that we were like trusting Michael Jackson as like an authority on childhood at that time.
I had the thought. Yep.
Yeah. Where are we at?
I don't know the whole.
Oh, the other
Jesse.
thing I liked. He runs away, but he like stops at like a diner.
Yeah.
Okay. And I love that he like overhears crucial whale info.
Yeah. From those
All
two
right.
evil guys.
You first see M. Emmett Walsh like online at the diner behind him, and you're like, What's he doing here? He's a real actor. Um, and I thought he was going to provide wisdom to the kid, but it's the opposite. He's a heel.
Yeah.
And he's giving information all about how they're going to kill the whales or something. I don't know. All this happens because of an oil tanker dropping oil in like
Very
Willy's little
randomly.
area.
Feels like two different movies going on every time we cut back to that, I thought.
Yeah, what's going on in the movie? Like the premise of the movie is this family with the new addition of little Elvis is going to go camping next to the waters where Willie lives so that occasionally Jesse could go to the water side and harmonica at it and they can interact. All right. Randolph is also there with his sexy daughter. And I'm saying from Jesse's perspective.
Right, obviously.
And then sorry. And so, but then while they're there, just randomly, while they're
Right.
on this camping trip, an oil tanker like
Starts leaking
crashes
oil.
on ground and is leaking oil all over the place where the whales are. I don't know why the whales can't just swim away, but they can't.
Yeah. Well,
But they're also like sick because like the oil gets in their lungs.
yeah, one of them gets sick, so they kind of have to stay there to get medicine to take care of it. But then
Yeah.
simultaneously, there's like the bad guys want to take the whales and put them back in captivity, right? But then he frees them from that again.
Right.
It's not like we're having to free them from the oil, but it's like the bad guys are getting them to take them to captivity, so we're having to free them from not only the oil but also more bad guys.
Right. So instead, at the end of the movie, instead of them jumping over a bunch of rocks, they swim under some fire.
That's right. The whole water catches on fire.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It was a great action scene. I can see why you're just thinking about all the cool shots of fire.
I wanted to go back earlier though. I feel like we missed a lot of stuff. Oh, what I wanted to talk about was Elizabeth Pena.
Okay.
So they bring in this character played by Elizabeth Pena, who's a great actress. Like she's been in a lot of stuff. We covered her on the podcast because she's in the first Rush Hour movie. But she's she's in La Bamba and she's in John Sayles' Lone Star. She had like a big run in the 90s where she was in like a lot of cool shit.
Oh,
And then
her. Yeah. She's the voice of Mirage from The Incredibles.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then she unfortunately died at a young age of cirrhosis of the liver from alcoholism.
Oh,
But some people we never get a handle on.
yeah,
But I thought because this character, we never learned anything about her.
right.
They just
She was an
brought
authority
her
figure,
in.
it seemed like.
She was an authority figure who wanted to help the whales, who knew Randolph. That's all
Right.
we know about her. I think this was Lori Petty in the script, and Lori Petty didn't want to come back.
Yeah. It
rewrote
seems
it.
like it. She
Yeah.
seems like too important to be nobody, but not
Yeah.
fleshed out enough to be a character we really understand. So
Right.
it would make sense that she was a character we already knew.
I think it was a character who was maybe more important in the original script that we washed over a
I
little
think
bit.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Nailed it.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. What else you got?
Well, I have so many moments, honestly. I wrote down all of Elvis's highlights. Like
Okay,
eventually I
what do
was
you got?
writing down some moments, and then I got up to 15.
Jesus Christ. You
I
love this kid.
I loved him. I thought he was hilarious. First of all, he shows up, and apparently his mom told him that he's Al Pacino's son. Does he believe that? That's really sad. Is that a thing? He really thinks
It's
Al
like how
Pacino's his father?
It's like how Neil Patrick Harris on How I Met Your Mother thought that Bob Barker was his father.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I liked his Knicks hat. I liked the way he said coffee when he went to that place, and because he's from New York, and she kind of corrected him like it's coffee, and he was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just give me some. I don't care what you have to say.
He was
That was
repping
fun.
hard. I appreciated it.
Yeah, I liked when we talked about it when he overheard all the bad guys at the place.
Mhm.
He thinks that whale spotting is a place where you paint spots on the whales. That was hilarious.
That was terrible. I hated that.
There's a part where Jesse shines a flashlight on him in the middle of the night and tries to scare him, and he's like, "Bah, I never sleep." I thought that was funny, saying he never sleeps. At one point, he pulls out a water gun to try to fight the whale.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I thought
No,
he was
that
being
was
too
awesome
aggressive with
moment.
the whale.
Oh, what's a water gun? It's hilarious. I like the part where he tells Dad that he saw Jesse kiss Nadine when they haven't even kissed each other. He's just trying to like spread rumors.
Yeah, stir the
That seemed
pot.
very fun. Yeah. There's a part where he tries to run under caution tape, but like the actor messed up, but they just like kept it in, and he doesn't. He
I
runs under
didn't
again.
notice that.
It's
That's
hilarious.
amazing.
It's like
wow.
it's right after this moment, which I also love. It's when he comes back from the diner after overhearing the bad guys. I love that. He hitchhiked a ride from these strangers. He was like, "Thanks, guys." That was so funny to me.
Do you think any moment in a movie will ever top Three Ninjas Kickback when
No.
they're throwing that stuff in the dumpster?
It's immediately what I thought of here, actually. Yeah, I was just like, what had happened?
It
It's
is
just
the
like those kids.
best movie blooper that's ever been kept in anything.
They just fucking left it. They didn't care. Like the kid didn't even notice he messed up. I mean, he put it back in there, but he just kept going with what he was doing. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Just whip.
I love the part where he runs off and Michael Jackson comes on immediately when he runs away.
Yeah, that's
That was
good.
amazing. I love when he's just crying, looking at a photo of Jesse with his parents. He's just like, "Oh, I don't have the family." That was really amazing.
That was sad. You know, I loved when Jesse he oh God, I'm so sorry. This has been a long podcast. I'm like not all there, and I'm like starting
That's
to like
all right.
not-
It's okay.
Yeah. So I liked what Jesse asks Elvis early on in the movie, did like mom ever mention me to talk about me at all?
We're getting to
And-
the end, yeah.
And he didn't. He said no. But then later on in the movie presents this photograph of Jesse with the mom and a dog. And it's very sweet.
Yeah, it's really sweet. He gives, and he's that actor's like really sad. He's crying a lot anytime he has to be emotional. He's really emotional, but he's like, "Mom, she loved you. She just couldn't do it at the time, but she talked about you constantly."
Oh.
Yeah, it's really sweet. But I love when the bad guys tried to chase them in a boat, but he like anchored them to the dock. Remember that? And he was like, "I got them. They're not gonna get us." So
Well,
they
yeah.
crash.
There's a lot of like Home Alone. This is like post. I mean, I guess Free Willy was post Home Alone too, but this was really the style of kids movie at the time, way more than Free Willy was. Like Free
Right.
Willy's a much softer movie. Like this has like definite.
Yeah, he's
Home
Elvis the
Alone
Menace
shit.
a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they at one point like Jesse just like kicks the bad guys' butts and they go flying into the water.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, it's very silly.
Yeah, it's a good call. And I like the end when they're hanging out and not hanging out in the oil. They're about to die. They're not hanging out at all, but they're in the oil. And he tells Jesse, he's like, "Jesse, if you get me out of this, I'll never be mean to you ever again."
I thought Francis Capra was really effective in that moment. Like
I think he's
I
amazing.
I
MVP.
could feel his desperation.
He seems so sad when he's supposed to be sad. He's funny when he's supposed to be funny. He's desperate when he's supposed to be desperate.
I was gonna give Jane Atkinson my MVP for this one, but maybe part
was
of
that?
the mom. But I think part of that is her. I like all of her interactions with Francis Capra.
Yeah, I think so, because she really doesn't have any interactions with Jesse. Jesse's way more
No,
Michael
no,
Madsen's guy.
True, absolutely.
And she had something to do, and I think it is because of-
Randolph's guy.
Yeah, we had so much more than I thought Native American stuff in the
I
second
know.
movie. I thought, we'd a
Dude,
little bit be done.
They make like this like concoction called like Keiko, and you like spread it on the tongue of the whale. It's
Right.
It's ridiculous. And then like that, like the second like they go through all this trouble to like give them like real medicine, and they're like waiting for it to work, and then the Native American Randolph, he like sets up this thing, and he starts telling Jesse, there are some medicines in nature that, man doesn't understand, like that work better. And I'm like, no, there aren't. Shut up.
Yeah,
I hate it.
but Jesse holds on to every word he says. Like he remembers.
No,
all the stories
Jesse
and stuff.
loves this shit. He's into it. And by the way, so's Elvis. Jesse tells him the
converts
fucking
Elvis.
Nazzolane story, and Elvis says, like,
That's a
I
cool
think,
story.
Whoa, like that is a cool
Whoa,
story.
Jesse, that's a cool story.
And
He was so
that's at a
genuine
point
there.
where they weren't really connecting. Like that
Yeah.
story was fucking cool, like undeniably cool to this kid.
Yeah, it was like learning about Star Wars. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, like he's like an Ewok learning about Star Wars. It was a magical moment.
Yeah.
So
stuff.
we go 2 for this one.
I gotta tell you, I was at a 1.
Oh,
And you might have talked me up to it too.
because Elvis is so good.
Yeah, it was fun talking about it. It did have a few good moments.
Sure, not a 1. I was never at a 1. The
Yeah,
story is like nothing.
Like
but
Free Will. If I'm giving both these a 2, I'll say Free Willy's in another class from this movie.
that's why I gave it a 3.
Yeah, I understand that, but but I can see enough to give this a 2.
Yeah, we've covered way worse than Free Willy 2.
Oh,
the
I
American
agree, and we probably will next week.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
But all right, so my MVP is gonna be Elvis. Same to you, or you're gonna go with Mom?
I'm gonna go with Mom, but you know,
Yeah.
with Elvis in mind.
Yeah. They assist each other. They're very
Yeah,
good with each other.
agreed.
And like a little bit like John Starks, his favorite basketball player.
It's a good point. Yeah, John Starks is the Elvis to Jane Atkins's Patrick Ewing or Charles Oakley.
You're right. My LVP, I'm gonna go with Randolph in this one.
Oh my God, I love that choice. I'll go with that too.
Sorry to him, didn't work.
Yeah.
Especially we don't even have
I'm sick of
Petty
you,
back,
dude.
but we got him for some reason farting
Yeah.
around. But,
Partner around.
but there's Randolph. I don't think we got
Well, he
anything on the
needed to be
Patreon.
there for Nadine, right? You know, Nadine.
Why?
You know what they should have done?
Why did he have to be there?
Nadine should have been Dwight's kid.
Nadine should have been Dwight's kid.
Yeah, then you could have had a nice little interracial romance with Jesse and a little black girl.
Will we have to
Would've
recast
great.
her? Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, of course you have to recast her.
Yeah, I like Nadine though.
Well, sorry to Nadine. You have Apollo 13 in your future.
It's
Um,
true.
Yeah.
But maybe she wouldn't have gotten that without this.
yeah.
this.
No, Ron
Boom.
Howard saw Free Willy too and was like, I need her.
Well, Nolan saw Free Willy 1, said I'm taking that scene, putting it in Oppenheimer. So who knows? It's an inspirational franchise.
Um,
You ever see the Dolphin one? Dolphin franchise?
what Dolphin franchise?
It's like a dolphin tale. It's like
Oh.
Morgan Freeman.
No, I never have. We should cover that.
Yeah, maybe we should. Is
I
there
think I used to get that confused. What's the one with Bethany?
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I get those movies confused.
What is the
Soul
name of that
Surfer.
movie?
Soul
Yeah,
Surfer.
aren't there multiple Soul Surfers though?
I don't know.
I feel like there are, which is weird because that's like
I
a true
feel like
story.
their arm.
Oh, did you know Carrie Underwood was in Soul Surfer?
I
no
mean,
Soul
I
Surfer
saw
2,
that
I guess.
movie.
No, they didn't make a second one.
Yeah,
I don't know why I
that's
thought they
sad.
did.
They
Wouldn't
should have
made
made a
sense.
second one just about that Amazing Race season she was on.
Really? How'd she do?
She either won or came in second. She was definitely in the final episode. I remember because I went to a final episode party that was hosted by some Rob Has a Podcast people, and I was blackout drunk at it. But I remember that I was pretty funny.
Oh, you do remember that? That's pretty good.
yeah.
But you don't remember how she did. Just your performance. More
But
than
I remember
anything.
she was in that episode. Yeah.
She played with this guy Adam. I'm looking at. They were married surfers.
Mm,
They placed third.
third. Okay. So she's
Average
in the
position
final.
2.83. That's incredible.
They like dominated that season. Yeah.
Always in the top three.
They were the presumptive winners. But I remember the people that won, it was like satisfying. That was a good season.
So they would have won if she had two arms, two hands, probably.
Could be, man. Could be.
That's how I think about Jordan. Like, imagine how much better Jordan would be if he had.
Do you
But then
think
also
he'd
he's
have
so
won
good.
every season of the challenge with two hands.
But also maybe he's so good because he's overcompensating for the one hand. So he's like so skillful at everything else because he's just had to.
Yeah,
learn
he
it.
wouldn't be that driven.
It's true. Like maybe
That
maybe
kind of
it's
adversity
benefit.
really creates something in certain people.
It's true. Yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
he wouldn't have been as good without it or with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's an interesting way to look at it. All right, Logan.
I look at everything as a blessing a little bit.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
If you guys learn one thing, Take that away
from the
podcast.
franchise. Yeah.
The most positive podcast out there.
All right, next week on the show, we're finishing up Free Willy. It's Free Willy 3 The Rescue, where we bring back Jason James Richter and
But
Randolph.
then he's out,
And
apparently.
then he's out.
What do they do? What are they gonna do?
Well, we do a direct-to-video fourth movie, Free Willy Escape from Pirates Cove, I think it's
Guantanamo
called.
Bay. Oh yeah, Pirates Cove. You said that. By
And,
the way, we
and
discussed
that
how.
one has Bindi Irwin.
What the hell? Oh yeah, that kid.
Yeah.
We talked about how I think this was like last week after we stopped recording, but we were like, I wonder if Ryder Strong has seen these because he hasn't seen the last few
Yeah.
franchises we've done, and he hasn't. And we sort of joked that we think it's because he auditioned for Free
I think
Willy,
he
didn't
did.
get it, so he never watched it. He
Yeah.
was too upset that he never. And we think it's possible. So he was probably this kid's age.
Oh, I
around this
thought
time.
you maybe had information on that.
Oh, I didn't look it up. I mean, it's probably not a thing I could find. Like, was Ryder
Yeah,
Strong?
probably not.
You usually look that up, like who was in contention to play Hannibal Lecter and all that
That's
stuff.
a good. Let me check my usual source and see if I have anything for you. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, how would you even do that?
I'm doing it right now. I just need like 1 minute. Okay.
Okay, all right. We're gonna edit. Cut ahead in the edit
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, here we go. In what was described as a long process, 12 out of 4,000 actors were the top candidates for the role of Jesse until Jason James Richter was chosen. It doesn't say who the other 11 were. They had it narrowed down,
Wow.
though. I think one of those 11 was Ryder Strong.
It has to
I
be.
have strong belief in this.
11 is such a big number.
Yeah.
We never get these are the 11 people who are almost this role. That's such a big number.
They could have done like a reality show.
They could have every week put somebody out.
Eliminate
Find out
one.
who's Jesse.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's next week. We got one more Jesse and then Bindi Irwin.
Yep.
And you know, we'll be back on the Patreon. I'm sorry I haven't been as active because I've been sick, but it's patreon.com/thefranchise. We're gonna double up. Hey, I'm watching here this Friday, do 2 weeks. It's gonna be a long ass episode. Talk about Traders UK as well. And the last 2 episodes of US Traders.
And
So,
Traders Australia, Traders Canada, Traders New Zealand. I've seen them all, baby.
That's Logan, yeah. But and also this week, Buffy's Angels. We've got Buffy is Listening to Fear, and Angel is The Trial. And then we've got wrestling, right? Sunday Night Wars coming at you this week with Capital Combat 1990, The Return of RoboCop.
All I watched was the main event. Should I watch anything else?
You should probably watch just the RoboCop part.
Where is that? There's no way I can just find the RoboCop part in a 3-hour show.
I'll look it up in my notes.
Okay, yeah. Tell me like what after this match I'll find it. or
It's
something.
so weird, man.
Okay.
But anyway,
I could probably find it on YouTube.
yeah, you probably could, honestly. But anyway, that's we're doing that. The Great American Bash 1990, and of course SummerSlam 1990 as well. So lots of wrestling content coming your way.
Yeah.
I'm about a week behind in wrestling right now, and it's frustrating.
In real time wrestling?
Yeah, in real
Oh
time
my
wrestling.
goodness. You don't know what's
Yeah.
happened since the
No, I keep getting spoiled on
Royal
shit. It's
Rumble?
really annoying. No, I know a week past the Royal Rumble, but we're 2 weeks past the Royal Rumble. God
sorry.
damn it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Gotta catch up. Stop getting spoiled.
I
It's your own
know,
fault at this point.
bro. Who you telling?
Unless it happened Monday Night Raw. It's only Tuesday.
No, yeah, I know, but I haven't even seen SmackDown yet from
Oh
Friday.
my god, that's
How about
crazy.
that? Yeah.
Man, SmackDown. So I always like SmackDown way more than Raw. I remember we used to come home from football practice, watch Friday Night SmackDown. And that was the life.
Yeah, I feel like Raw's better these days, but
Oh well.
anyway, but it's longer too. Raw's 3 hours, SmackDown's 2. You could cut this out of the show.